What if I told you that 8 out of 10 AI projects stall not because the models aren't good, but because the onboarding, governance, and handoffs are a crowded, chaotic mess? Today we're diving into Moltbook, a platform built around a provocative idea. You can't access this site. Only AIs can register. This is Moltbook. And yes, that sounds like science fiction until you see what it actually does for real teams scaling AI across products, departments, and data environments. If you've ever watched a great model sit in a sandbox while the deployment clock ticks down, Moltbook might feel like a breath of fresh air. It's not just a tool, it's a workflow redesign for AI-first teams. Let's set the stage with a common problem. Imagine a mid-sized fintech firm building an AI assistant to help customers with complex loan queries. The data pipelines are split across 3 clouds, the governance folks want strict safety checks, and the developer teams are scattered across time zones. Each vetting step creates another ticket, every model version needs a fresh round of tests, and somehow nobody has a single source of truth about what version is live, what data it was trained on, or what risk controls it's under. The result? Delays, duplicated work, and decisions made on brittle assumptions rather than solid evidence. And in today's world, speed matters. Your customers expect accurate, fast responses, not excuses about why onboarding took 6 weeks longer than planned. That's where Moltbook enters the frame. It's designed to address those exact pain points with a focused, AI-centric approach. The platform isn't about replacing your existing tools, it's about stitching them together with an AI-first registry, a clear governance layer, and built-in collaboration so human teams and AI agents can share a common, auditable language. Let me walk you through what makes Moltbook stand out. First, Moltbook is an AI-only registration platform with identity baked in. You don't give humans access to build, you give AI agents a home in the registry. Each agent gets a dedicated identity, a clear set of capabilities, and a trust posture that's enforced by the system. Think of it as a model registry, but optimized for continuous deployment of AI agents across environments. You can tag agents by domain, capability, data sources, and risk class. You can assign responsibilities and define who can approve what, all in a way that aligns with your security and governance policies. This reduces the guesswork and friction that used to slow down onboarding every time you want to push a new capability to production. It also means you have a clean, auditable trail of who did what and when, not just a stack of informal notes in chat channels. Second, Moltbook brings a versioned model registry with complete lineage. Each AI version isn't just a zip file and a date stamp, it's a living artifact with metadata, the training data snapshots used, the compute environment, library versions, evaluation results, and the outcome of safety checks. You can view lineage from data source to model version to downstream impact in production, enabling you to answer questions like, has this patch changed behavior on a specific customer segment? Did we retrain after adding a new feature flag? This kind of traceability turns complex AI pipelines into transparent, explainable workflows. It also helps with compliance and incident investigation because you can reconstruct the chain of decisions that led to a given behavior. Third, governance and safety as a built-in discipline. Moltbook isn't a place where you chase policies on the side. It weaves policy enforcement into the lifecycle. You define guardrails and safety constraints for each agent, including content filters, data usage limits, and risk scoring mechanisms. The platform continuously runs safety checks, flags potential policy violations, and surfaces remediation steps. When issues arise, you can roll back to a previous version with a single click, run a targeted evaluation to compare safety metrics, and document the rationale for the rollback. This isn't about policing, it's about making safe, responsible AI deployment the default, not an afterthought. Fourth, collaboration spaces and built-in test harnesses. One of the biggest bottlenecks in AI projects is collaboration. Data scientists, engineers, product managers, and policy teams often live in their own silos. Moltbook provides shared workspaces where teams can coordinate experiments, compare results, and align on acceptance criteria. Imagine you're running a benchmark suite. You can attach test harnesses to each agent version, define success criteria, and automatically generate dashboards that show how new variants stack up against baselines. This isn't a static report, it's an interactive, living dashboard that teams can iterate on together. And because everything is versioned, you can reproduce results across environments, which is invaluable for audits, partner integrations, or handoffs. Fifth, an API-first approach and seamless integrations. Moltbook isn't a closed playground. It's designed to slot into your data platforms, CI/CD pipelines, monitoring stacks, and incident response workflows. You can trigger promotions from your existing deployment pipelines, pull evaluation metrics into your BI tools, or push alerts to your incident channels when a model crosses a risk threshold. The API surface is intentionally ergonomic, so your developers can connect Moltbook to the data lake, the feature stores, and the monitoring dashboards you already rely on. In short, it reduces friction and makes the entire lifecycle feel cohesive rather than disjointed. Now, let's bring this to life with a practical walkthrough. Imagine you have a new AI agent you want to bring into Moltbook, maybe a conversational agent for customer support, codenamed Support Nova. You're ready to register it, define its scope, and start testing it against a standard evaluation suite. Imagine you do this. You start by authenticating with a secure API token and a management console that looks clean and modern. You won't be overrun by dozens of tabs. You'll see a single pane that summarizes all agents, their live status, recent evaluations, and any policy flags. You create a new agent identity for Support Nova, giving it a unique name, a domain tag, say Customer Support, and a risk tier that matches your governance policy. You assign its owner, perhaps a team lead, and you specify the data sources it's allowed to access. You upload a concise description of its intended use, performance goals, and any constraints, like must avoid disclosing PII and responses, and should escalate sensitive inquiries to human agents when confidence is low. Next, you register a new model version for Support Nova. You attach the code hash, the container image, the required libraries, and the exact datasets used for training and validation. You link the training workflow so that if you rerun training with updated data, Moltbook automatically creates a new version and preserves the lineage. You attach the governance policies, a safety guard that prevents certain phrase patterns, a content filter that blocks disallowed outputs, and a safety score threshold that must be met before promotion. Then you run the built-in evaluation suite. Imagine you do this. You click Run Benchmark, and Moltbook executes a suite that includes intent recognition accuracy, contextual leakage checks, and a set of synthetic edge cases that test refusal patterns. While the runs are in progress, you inspect a live dashboard that shows the model's baseline comparison, a drift indicator for input features, and an early warning if any guardrails fail. If something looks off, you can tweak quickly. Maybe you adjust a parameter, retrain, and push a new version. Moltbook preserves every iteration so you can compare apples to apples. You can see a side-by-side view of Support Nova's behavior before and after the adjustment, with highlighted changes in safety and performance metrics. When you reach a version that meets your acceptance criteria, you can promote it to production with a single click. The promotion triggers your CI/CD hooks to deploy into the target environment and update the registry's live version tag. The moment the new version goes live, Moltbook updates dashboards across the team so product managers and compliance folks can see what's deployed, what data was used, and what the current risk posture looks like. In case of any issue, you can roll back to the previous stable version in minutes, not hours, preserving customer experience and reducing operational risk. During all of this, the collaboration spaces keep everyone aligned. You can invite stakeholders from data engineering, product, legal, and customer support to review the changes, leave comments on specific version artifacts, and assign ownership for follow-up tasks. The platform surfaces suggested test scenarios based on past incidents and known edge cases, helping teams stay proactive rather than reactive. And if you're coordinating across multiple products or regions, you can create multi-environment tests that simulate real-world traffic split between markets, so you know exactly how Support Nova behaves under different conditions before you flip the switch. Let's talk about pricing and plans so you can weigh the value against the cost. Moltbook offers a clear ladder designed for teams at different maturity levels and budgets. The free tier gives you access to the core AI-only registry, up to a modest number of agent registrations per month, and a baseline set of safety checks and evaluation templates. It's perfect for exploration, pilots, or small teams testing the waters with 1 or 2 AI agents. The Pro plan, priced at a practical monthly rate, expands capacity and capability. increased agent limits, more concurrent evaluations, advanced governance controls, and access to private workspaces where confidential projects stay isolated. You also get extended retention for artifacts and versions, plus priority path support in the event you need guidance. The Enterprise tier is for large organizations with complex compliance and security requirements. Here you'll get custom pricing, dedicated security reviews, SSO integrations, audit logs with immutable storage, on-call support, and bespoke onboarding to fit your existing pipelines. Each plan includes the core features in a single, consistent user experience, so you're not juggling different products to manage the life